Alright guys, today we are reacting to the 15 most terrifying objects found in the deep sea. You guys see the thumbnail of this video? Yeah, that's real guys. That is somewhere out in the deep sea. There's so much unknowns in the deep sea that it's so scary, but huge shout out to the Supreme. I will leave their original video link down below if you guys want to check it out. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm kind of scared to see this because I don't know, guys. I used to be a swimmer, but like swimming in the ocean,
often terrifying.
Nah. That's a no-go.
That's a no-go. Marine waters.
I don't think anybody can dive in Bimini and not believe that these are man-made artifacts.
You can imagine what might be waiting to be discovered below the surface. In fact, much remains to be learned.
I'm sure there's like buried ships and like buried.
More than 80% of it remains unmapped.
What the? Whoa, that just looks scary. You guys see that? I know they're probably just statues, right? These are probably just statues of people. Unmapped. But look at that! Oh my God! What's that place? What's that place called?
Unexplored. Imagine that the lowest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean, sits at a staggering 36,000
what is that place from Aquaman called? I forgot. Something.
What might you find? Ancient
Aquapolis
cities,
or something. I don't know.
Sunken ships.
See, look at that.
Underwater
sunken
museums,
ships.
even ghosts.
Ghosts.
Oh, the terror. Here are the 15 most terrifying objects found in the deep sea.
I'm scared of the ocean, I'm not gonna lie. The Supreme.
Number 15. Lake Neuchatel Shark Statue.
Is real, guys. Shark statue? Wait. I thought that was a real
terrifying. Shark. There's zero information about the actual shark statue that appears in the video. And trust me, we researched and we researched. But the location is Lake Neuchatel in the French-speaking part of Switzerland, a popular diving destination for European divers.
Who thought it was a good idea to?
Or why the shark statue was?
Yo, they probably went down there looking at that, thinking it was real.
Located there, and this footage just makes that fact
so
even more
creepy,
terrifying.
Dude, what the heck?
Switzerland is a very popular place to go diving. But whoever placed that sculpture at the bottom of the lake, are you the Swiss Banksy? Are you responsible for more terrifying art underwater?
I just gotta say, whoever made this though, talented, extremely talented. It looks so real.
If you don't smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell
do it, guys. Smash that.
The clown will appear under your bed tonight.
Hey, yo, I don't want no 14, Pennywise coming for me.
The ghost fleet of Truck Lagoon. South Pacific's Caroline Island harbors the Ghost
that ship is actually
Truck
huge.
Lagoon, and a surprise attack by American allies in World War II. Approximately 250 Japanese aircrafts were destroyed and more than 50 ships sunk. An estimated 400 Japanese soldiers were killed in one ship alone.
Oh my God!
Trapped in the cargo hold.
Dude, rest in peace. So you're telling me there were a bunch of people in there for the longest time?
Most of the fleet remains in exactly the same spot it was left, largely forgotten by the world until the late 1960s.
Oh my
Jacques
goodness.
Cousteau's 1969 film Lagoon of Lost Ships explored the wreck-littered lagoon, and many of the sunken ships were then still full of bodies. As wreck divers brought attention to the site,
dude, that is so scary. What the heck? Every time you go into the ocean, there's definitely dead people in there.
Have been removed and returned to their homes for burial.
That's so scary, though. What
Some
the
wreck
heck?
divers often wonder, do the anguished souls of the crew and passengers who
bloodstains
haunt
too.
Those who dared to explore the shipwreck's remains? If you dive long enough,
this video is making me more scared of
divers who were
like
left with the
ocean now.
Feelings of this sort.
Crushed by outside pressure.
Oh my gosh! Would you guys want to see a swimming video in the future? Because I used to be a real, I used to be a pretty decent swimmer.
Mood cast over the wreck, while others have suggested that they saw something down there that they can't explain.
Oh man!
Number 13, SS Dissocorm. The world famous SS Dissocorm was sunk in 1941 in the Gulf of Suez at the northern end of the Red Sea.
It became a world-class visitor destination.
Packed to the gunwales with a
man, just seeing all this coral growing on it,
Army based in Alexandria.
That's terrifying to me.
Motorcycles, jeeps, trucks, airplane parts, rifles.
Oh, you guys see
equipment,
you guys see how like things disintegrated?
Boots can all be seen during your dive. The Dissocorm is heaven for wreck enthusiasts, but is also one of the most underrated fish dives in the area.
The fact that people just go down there casually
and providing a hunting
could not
ground
be
for giant tuna and snapper.
Let me know
Our
down below in the
excursions
comments, would
require
you
an
guys
early
go down
start.
there?
After breakfast on board, you'll make 2 dives on the wreck. In the early 50s, Jacques Cousteau discovered it by using information from local fishermen. He raised several items from the wreck, including a motorcycle, the captain's safe,
I mean, they don't work
and the ship's
anymore.
bell. The February 1956 edition of the National Geographic clearly shows the ship's bell in place and Cousteau's divers in the ship's lantern room. Cousteau documented diving on the wreck in part of his book, The Living
Dude,
Sea.
he's going on there.
That guy could find anything.
What the heck, dude? This dude is going down there without a wetsuit or anything, just straight up a Speedo and just...
Artist, photographer, naturalist, and diver, Jason DeCaires Taylor
this is not scary.
introduced
I
his
like
record-breaking public sculpture to the crystal Bohemian waters in 2014. Entitled Ocean Atlas, the installation encourages coral colonization.
I never knew
deters
people
tourists from
purposely put
endangered
art
reefs.
down in the ocean.
Forged for
Like,
sustainable,
who's gonna see it?
pH-neutral materials
Oh, this thing is
designed
huge.
to kickstart local coral
What the
growth.
heck?
Ocean Atlas is a monumental public sculpture submerged 5
the
meters
eyes are
beneath
kinda
the sea,
creepy.
and an environmental gesture intended to portray the positive
That's
potential
actually pretty
of human
cool.
interaction with the natural world. Located off the west coast of New Providence, the 18-foot-tall, 60-ton statue is currently the
60 ton?
largest underwater statue in the world.
60 ton, guys. 1
The girl
ton
in
is
the piece
1,000
seems to
pounds, I
struggle
think.
underneath a heavy burden, which is appropriate given that she was named after Atlas, the Greek god responsible for bearing the heavens on his shoulders.
It's like the same pose.
Ocean Atlas. It's got quite a meaning to it.
Whoa.
As with the rest of Taylor's numerous underwater sculptures, this one was made from a special pH-neutral cement that will allow reef organisms to thrive on its surface. Number 11, Atlat Yam. Talk about weird underworlds. Not far off the coast of the village of Atlat
What the
in
heck
the
were all
Mediterranean
those?
Sea,
Were those
near
eels?
Israel, lies the submerged ruins of the ancient Neolithic site of Atlat Yam. The prehistoric settlement, which dates back to the 7th millennium BC, has been so well preserved by the sandy seabed that a mysterious stone circle still stands as it was first erected, and dozens of human skeletons lay undisturbed in their graves.
What? Human skeletons.
Today, Atlat Yam lies beneath 16 to 40 feet beneath sea level and covers an area of 40,000 square meters. The site was first discovered in 1984 by marine archaeologist Ehud Galilee, and since then, underwater excavations have unearthed numerous houses, stone-built water wells, a series of long, unconnected walls, ritual installations, stone-paved areas, a megalithic structure, thousands of flora
Did they think they were water people or something?
fauna remains, dozens of human remains, and numerous artifacts made of stone.
Unless the sea level rose. Back then, it was probably like an island, maybe?
Insight into life in Neolithic times, when people had just discovered how to domesticate plants and animals.
Oh, wow.
I bet there are ghosts there too.
Yep.
Number 10. The Sea of Galilee Structure.
Here we go, guys. We're on top 10 already.
At the bottom of the Sea of Galilee, as well as several mysterious structures, including a gigantic stone wheel and a moon-shaped monument, were recently found in northern Israel. The mysterious structures have left archaeologists around the world bewildered. Who built them, and what were they used for? They may be some of Israel's most mysterious structures. They're easy to miss from the roadside, but can clearly be seen
from like sky view, bird's eye view. That's what it looks like.
In the skies or beneath the sea. The prehistoric stone monuments of Gilgal Rephaim, Jethro Cairn, and the circular structure found in the Sea of the Galilee went unnoticed for centuries. And
guys, so many mysteries in the world that we never even
archaeologists don't know who built them or why. Theories have gone wild and include ancient calendars, ceremonial structures, or sky burial sites in which dead bodies were placed on top of stone mounds to be picked apart by vultures. The possible age of the structures is even more enigmatic and may put the estimates anywhere between 3,000 and 12,000 years ago, making them older than the pyramids of Giza and Stonehenge in Great Britain.
See, there's things that people don't even know about. Aliens? Nah.
Number 9. Christ of the Abyss. You probably already are familiar with the picture of a Christ statue deep under the sea.
Okay, these statues, I wonder...
The answer to that question is...
Like, I wonder, like, if these statues were above ground before, but the sea level rose and took over.
Not as straightforward as you might think, as there exist more undersea statues of Christ named Christ of the Abyss scattered around the earth. The original Christ of the Abyss is immersed in the waters of San Frutuoso.
But why are they in the water?
From the
is it in the water on purpose?
Located more than 50 feet under the sea, the bronze statue was placed
Oh,
on the
that's
seabed
such
on
a
the
cool
22nd of
shot.
August, 1954,
Okay, this looks really
at the
cool.
initiative of a legendary Italian diver
Don't touch
who
it.
wanted to place
Don't
a
touch.
statue
Please
of
do not
Jesus
touch
following
that.
the death of his friend, which occurred during a dive a few years earlier in that spot.
There's so many
The statue was
fishies.
created by sculptor Guido Galletti. The
That's such a
sculpture
cool
is 8
shot.
feet high and it weighs almost 600
Wow.
pounds. It's been recently restored to preserve it from corrosion and fouling and to reattach the hand that had been detached by an anchor. The Christ of the Abyss has become a tourist destination for scuba divers around the world, and we can see why.
Yeah, it does
8,
look really cool.
Yonaguni
Okay, top
Monument.
8.
In 1987, a local scuba diver instructor discovered something underwater
is
that was
this?
far more interesting than the hammerhead sharks that swam there.
Yo,
Submerged
guys,
stone
it's an
structures
ocean
lying just
monument
below the waters
from
off Yonaguni
Minecraft.
Jima are actually
What's
the
inside? Are there
ruins
treasures
of a
inside?
Japanese Atlantis, an ancient city sunk by an earthquake about 2,000
What?
years ago. He discovered this while scouting out new
It used to be an
spots
ancient
to take his
city?
clients to when the underwater rock formation took his breath away.
The sort of folks who believe that the Sphinx was built by Atlanteans.
It was a gigantic cliff face.
Oh,
cut into a
Atlantis. That's
series
what,
of immense
bro.
geometric
This
terraces
entire time I was
with
thinking
broad,
about what it was
flat,
called.
horizontal
Atlantis.
surfaces and sheer vertical stone risers. This is known as the Yonaguni Monument. Geologists believe that it's most likely natural. The sandstones that make up the Yonaguni Formation to contain numerous well-defined parallel bedding planes along which the layers easily separate. Number 7.
All right.
MS
We're in the top
Zenobia.
side. Whoa.
The MS Zenobia left
Titanic?
Malmo, Sweden on its maiden
Oh,
voyage
no.
for Syria in May 1980. Loaded with tractor trailers and other
Dude,
cargo.
what the
Between
heck?
Athens and Cyprus, the ship began to experience steering problems because too much ballast water
Oh,
had been
gosh.
pumped in. After pumping it out, the captain continued
That's
to
such a
Cyprus,
huge ship,
meant
too.
to be the ship's second to last stop. As the list worsened,
Oh my God.
the captain decided to tow the ship out of the harbor to prevent it becoming an obstruction should it sink. 5 days after arriving, it went down in Larnaca Bay, taking all its cargo with it. Fortunately, there were no casualties in the disaster.
no one
Compared
died.
to the
Oh my
usual
God, I was about to
shipwreck,
say,
the whole
man.
drama was played out relatively slowly. Apart from the catastrophic failure of a state-of-the-art ferry, the mystery is that despite her intrinsic value and the $234 million cargo she carried,
Yikes.
no investigation was ever carried out, and the owners never tried to collect the insurance. The wreck of the Zenobia is now considered to be one of the best dive sites in the world. And
What?
we couldn't agree more. Number
Imagine
6,
going into the ship while you're
Musa,
scuba diving
Mexico.
and can't
That's
get
right,
out.
An underwater museum in Cancun, a Mexican city on the Yucatan Peninsula bordering
So
the
that's what we
Caribbean
saw in the
Sea.
intro.
The Cancun Underwater Art Museum, known as Musa,
All the
was
statues
conceived in
and stuff.
2008
These statues
as a
look
way of
creepy,
preserving
dude.
the marine life of the local area by
Oh,
drawing
wow.
tourists away from nearby natural but fragile reefs of Mexico. Collaborating with British artist Jason DeCaires Taylor and a handful of local Mexican artists,
400,000.
Whoa, there's a house underneath?
accomplishment.
Wait,
the
this
statues
is
provide a
cool.
perfect home for coral as well as a protected environment
Oh,
for
so
fish
this
and
is
other
like
marine life,
made on
creating,
purpose.
over time, a living, breathing exhibition.
Okay, that's
Covering
cool.
an area of over 1,300 square feet, the museum is divided into 2 distinct
Guys, like,
galleries.
who would have known?
several miles
Like,
apart.
if you don't
Placed
go
the
scuba
statues
diving
on
and
the
stuff,
ocean
you would have
floor.
never
The team
kn-
had
yep.
a special lift
They're,
made
like,
for the
putting it down there.
statues. Some were so heavy that they had to be lifted into the water using
Like, if
lift
you're not
bags.
part of this world, you
The
would never
Museo
know about this.
Subaquático
If you
de Arte,
haven't seen this
or
video
the
either.
Cancun Underwater Museum welcomes nearly 750,000
Dang,
tourists yearly.
what? I would not be one of them.
Number 5.
Oh, we're coming
The
down
San
to the
Jose
top
Shipwreck.
5.
It was 1708 when the,
The San
Spanish
Jose
galleon San
Shipwreck.
Jose erupted into flames
Oh,
off
wow.
the coast of Cartagena, Colombia.
Do they have
the ship
footage?
had been at battle with the British since late afternoon, and by night, the 62-cannon
Oh.
galleon had disappeared into the Caribbean Sea.
Dang.
With it, sunk
It's a whole
nearly
pirate
600
ship.
people and up to millions
Oh.
of dollars worth of gold,
600
silver, and
people?
jewels. For centuries, the
I don't
San
think the
Jose
silver and jewel
galleon
matter at
lay
that
lost
point.
on the ocean
600
floor.
people
But
died.
the mystery surrounding the ship began to unravel in 2015 when the
What?
Colombian government announced it had officially been found. Now it's at the center of a custody
Whoa, a
dispute
bunch
among
of
parties
free
all
gold?
staking claim to
Okay.
the San Jose's riches. The Colombian government
Oh, yeah,
hasn't
there's a
revealed
bunch
the
of, like,
exact
silver and
location of
jewel.
the famed galleon, which is often called the Holy Grail of shipwrecks.
Everyone's
In fact,
probably
the
going
real-life
after it. They're like,
treasure
I
ship
need
has
it.
long been the subject
I
of
need that
fascination.
treasure.
Number 4.
Okay,
the plastic
number 4.
bag. An American explorer has found plastic.
Yo, that's so funny. It looks like a ghost.
While breaking the record for the deepest ever dive, Victor Vescovo descended
what? That's
nearly
done
7
on purpose?
miles to the deepest place in the ocean.
It was a great journey. Saw some really interesting things on the bottom.
A
The
plastic
Pacific
bag.
Ocean's Mariana Trench. He spent 4 hours exploring.
See, guys,
the
you
bottom
gotta
of the
stop
trench
throwing
in his
plastic in the
submersible
ocean,
built
man.
to withstand the immense pressure
Stop
of the
using
deep.
plastic.
He found sea creatures, but also found a plastic bag and sea wrappers. The Mariana Trench, the deepest point in the ocean.
How is this
extends
terrifying,
nearly
though? How is this
36,000
top 4?
feet down
How
in the
did a
remote part of the
plastic bag
Pacific Ocean.
reach top
But if
4,
you
guys?
thought the
Now I'm
trench could
mad.
escape the global onslaught of plastic pollution,
Yeah.
you'd be wrong. A recent study revealed that a plastic bag, like the kind given away at grocery stores, is now the deepest known piece of plastic trash.
Dang,
Other debris
what?
was prevalent, and plastic bags in particular made up the greatest source of plastic trash. Other debris came from material
dude.
like rubber,
I can't.
metal,
Oh my goodness!
wood,
I
and
can't even
cloth.
imagine how
Most of
many
the
different
plastic, a
debris,
whopping
like pieces of
89%, was the
anything,
type of
is in the
plastic
ocean.
that's used once and then thrown away, like a
There's
plastic
probably
water bottle or
computers,
disposable
cameras,
utensil.
phones.
Come on, people.
Like, oh my goodness!
Number
Number three.
The locomotive graveyard. This graveyard was found by chance by Paul Hepler back in 1985.
Locomotive
the famous New Jersey
graveyard?
train graveyard. He was
Train?
mapping the bottom of the ocean when he picked up on the 2 huge metal objects that turned out to
Ooh.
be trains. Despite the murky water,
Oh, it's like-
experts examined the trains in
It's
the
like
watery
train-
resting
it's like a
place.
train from
the locomotives
ages
turned
ago.
out to be a rare Planet Class 222T model,
222T.
a model that was only produced for a short time due to the unfortunate fact that they were obsolete almost as soon as they were produced.
You thought this thing was pretty old.
Wow.
Possibly even 100 years or so.
They were small locomotives, weighing about 15 tons.
I don't know
and
what it is,
self-contained.
but like
What remains a
anything
mystery,
underwater
however,
and it
is
gets
how
all
the 2
mossy and
steam
stuff,
engines
that
came
just
to be
looks
sunk.
scary to me.
Experts believe that the locomotives were being transported from Boston to the
Oh,
mid-Atlantic
okay.
on a barge when they encountered a storm
Oh.
5 miles off the coast of Long
Oh
Branch.
no.
In that storm,
And it
the
sunk.
engines either fell off the barge accidentally or were deliberately pushed off to lighten the load and prevent the
What?
ship from going down in
They're
the
like,
rough
yeah,
seas.
we not dying.
In
Let's just
spite of
push this
that,
thing off.
They seem to be remarkably well preserved. What a find. Number 2.
Oh,
The Antikythera
okay.
mechanism.
What is this?
115 years ago, an archaeologist was sifting through objects found in the wreck of a 2,000-year-old vessel off a Greek island. Beautiful vases and pots,
Whoa,
jewelry,
I just
a
saw
bronze
that,
statue of an
that
ancient
statue
philosopher, and the most peculiar thing, a series of brass gears and dials mounted in a case the size of a mantle clock. Archaeologists dubbed the instrument the Antikythera mechanism. In 1959,
I don't even know how to
after a
pronounce
careful
that thing.
study of the gears,
Antikythera.
it was determined that the mechanism was used to predict the position of the planets and stars in the sky,
Oh.
depending on the calendar month. It also tracked the seasons.
Man,
and
even
ancient
back then,
festivals
like, people
the
were
Olympics.
so advanced.
The calendar is based on the
Guys,
time
science
from
is
one moon
crazy,
to the
man.
next, and a special dial allowed the user to also envision the seasons.
Guys,
which would
I
have been
cannot
useful
wait
for
to see.
agriculture.
I cannot
Since
wait
the
to see
ancient
what the last one is
Babylonians
going to
figured
be.
out
The number one
the
spot.
inventor of the Antikythera mechanism
Whoa.
included 2 dials that rotate to show both lunar and solar eclipses.
I wonder
But
if
the
they can
most
still clean it
sophisticated
up
thing the
after everything
mechanism
has been
did
eroded
was
and
lunar
stuff. Look
calculations.
at that. Look at
It
how
could figure out the
like,
moon's
dirty
period
it is
at
now.
a given time and model its elliptical orbit. Number
Oh,
1,
here we go.
The
Number
Baltic
1.
Sea anomaly.
What?
In the annals of
Baltic
unexplained
Sea.
mysteries, the
Whoa,
Baltic
do you guys
Sea
see that? Look at that. I thought this was small for a second, but look how tiny the people are.
anomaly is one of the most bizarre deep-sea finds of the past decade. The discovery occurred in 2011 when the
So it's
deep-sea
pretty recent.
exploration team called Ocean X came
What?
across
That
an
looks like a
unusual
whole
formation
UFO.
300 feet below the surface off the coast of Sweden. They quickly
That looks like
picked
an
up on the
alien
anomaly
spaceship,
due
guys.
to its circular shape and distinctively straight protrusions.
A UFO.
Adding to the mystery was what appeared to be an extensive trail. What some speculated could be evidence that a crash landing may have taken place.
What exactly that object
Aliens.
might be.
But a Stockholm University geologist studied a few rocks that divers picked up from the site, and there wasn't a single alien life form among them. Instead,
dang it.
there were mostly regular stones that everyone would expect from the kind of glacial basin the Baltic Sea fills.
We were all
But
thinking the
most
same thing,
experts
guys.
agree
But why
that
does
the
it look like
structure
a
is probably
UFO?
nothing close to man-made. No doubt,
Yeah.
the site has intrigued conspiracy hunters since it was discovered,
dude.
with inexplicable technical problems plaguing anyone who tries to investigate.
Yeah, this
The
one looks
object could be
scary.
at least 140,000 years old.
Jeez.
Scary old. That was 15 of the most terrible.
When things get too old, a little too old, it starts getting scary. I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. If you guys want to check out the original video, go check it out. The Supreme, huge shout outs to them. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know which one you guys thought was the scariest. But anyways, see you guys in the next one. Peace.